Another live stream. Let's check the economic calendar. We have got FOMC meeting minutes today, and Monday we had a bank holiday, so today's AM session might be a little slower or choppy, but it's not for certain, obviously. I mean, I will first watch the price action and try to see if it is behaving choppy or not. Currently it looks like it is consolidating, so I will start this day with drawing some lines and levels. Yesterday price came back near the range lows on daily chart. Now today price swept the previous day high. I will be looking at this weekly gap levels. And today's opening gap is over here too. Price just took the London low before the market open. And it looks like this on regular trading hours. This is the weekly gap on the regular trade hours. This is the range of first 5 minutes. Price is still inside of that range, and it seems like it is quite range bound right now. I currently don't see anything worth taking. I don't see any trades here, so I will be waiting for a while, probably. If price starts expanding lower, I might look for a short setup. Otherwise, I will be waiting. The reason I currently don't want to look for a long setup is price took the previous day high and started coming back lower, and it is currently below the moving averages, both moving averages, 220. But since the market open, I don't see any imbalances. I don't see any one-sided movement, so because of that lack of movement, I don't want to participate in price, because this kind of price action is my least favorite, because of the opening volatility. Candlesticks are too big, so my stop loss automatically gets too big either. Even one candlestick is 70 point. But I mean, stop loss would be huge, but since I have no idea about the direction, I won't be able to take multiple R's. By multiple R's, I mean, let's say I take a short position from here. My stop loss will be this big, and just to get 1 to 2, I will need a rather big expansion. Okay. Instead of this, I would rather wait for price to show me its hand. I want to see what is price exactly doing and what it will likely do next. And I want to be able to take a setup with smaller stop loss. So high volatility plus consolidation, I mean chopping like that, is my least favorite. So I don't take trades in conditions like that. Let me mark this previous day high properly. This level, look this one too. This 300 level looks nice because it is inside of the daily imbalance, the bearish imbalance. And price already received some reaction from these levels. So when I look at lower time frames, such as 1 minute price, the order flow looks like bearish, but when I move up to higher time frames, it starts to look a little bit more bullish because of the levels price came towards. I mean, the higher time frame has been range bound for quite some time. Since price has been range bound for a while, I think that it might keep doing whatever it has been doing, right? It has been bouncing near the range lows and going below near the range highs. So it came near the range lows, received some reaction, and higher time frame looks a little bit bullish. If I see follow up on lower time frames, I might consider taking long setups. And by follow up, I mean price is staying firm and strong, and I would ideally want to see a simple moving average crossover like so. Something like that. And I want to see price going above both these moving averages. If that happens, price would be looking bullish both on lower time frames and higher time frames. So after that alignment, I would like to take a long setup. I want to mark out this level. This is a potential liquidity point on 4-hour chart or 1 hour. A consolidation area. Price is going above that area, making first retracement and then making higher high. So that means price might want to use this level as a liquidity level. But just because it is liquidity level, it doesn't mean price has to take out this one. Price may very well leave this away and keep moving. If we look at 1 hour chart, we see a internal liquidity level over here. It has already been taken. Price consolidated below it and then took its reaction. Now this is a dynamic resistance level, this 200 simple moving average, and I wouldn't be longing from this level, and I wouldn't be longing after price receives a reaction from that level either. In my experiences, I saw that the most difficult areas to trade is between these two levels. Okay, when price is in between these levels, it gets more difficult to trade it. So I will keep waiting. I also don't want to use these internal levels as liquidity levels. The levels, internal levels, before the market open. Okay. So levels need to be a external level if they are occurred before the market open. So I'll just wait. I'll mark out this level. I won't take a long position from here. There is no imbalances since the market open, as you can see. I don't see a directional price action currently. It's just range bound inside of a range, leaving big erratic candles, but not really going somewhere or anywhere. Technical analysis concepts are actually quite easy when you stop looking at what different people are saying and only focus on your own craft. I mean, you can follow a certain person and you can try to understand his or her logic, but if you constantly receive information from different people, it gets more difficult to understand the technical analysis concepts. I believe the best thing to learn technical analysis is just getting some concepts, some nuances, and then learning to build your own interpretation method with those concepts, right? I mean, there are some, for example, there are some ICT traders with uh, traders that trade with ICT's teachings. Some of them are unprofitable, some of them quite profitable, but when you look at them, none of them actually sees the market like ICT or anyone else. They have got their own perspective. I mean, they take out a technical concept and they personalize it for a real long time, and eventually that those concepts becomes and something entirely else. Trusting your intuition and your perspective is really necessary in the long run, I believe. I mean, I took my entries with the swing breakout sequence. I learned it from Stoic Trader, but the way he sees that SBS or swing breakout sequence and the way I see it is entirely different. It's so different that as if we are looking at two different charts. So when I look at the 5-minute chart, I see that these two are getting closer to each other. That means it will either make a cross like that, or these two will get really close and then get farther away from each other. The outcome doesn't matter. I don't know which one will happen. What I know is price is going to make some decision, and the price action during the decision points are usually quite ugly and messy. They are difficult to trade, at least for me, so I do not participate in them. Currently, I don't really know if price took its reaction from here and then keep expanding lower, or if it is going to keep chopping around, or if it is going to make a cross like that. So it's like a crossroads, and betting anywhere in a crossroad is lower probability, at least in my opinion. So I'm not going to take any bets. This is a valid pattern, valid SBS pattern, but I didn't take it because of the context I mentioned and the way price looks. I mean, no imbalances, no bullish imbalances, and quite choppy price action. So the best thing to do here is to wait. And I believe price might keep chopping until these times, until 10:30, or maybe even more. On 15 minutes, price is going between these levels back and forth. So best thing to do over here is just to wait. I believe price will eventually represent a setup, an easy setup to take, at least easier than this one. if we took this setup, it was going to take profit, but I don't regret not taking this one because um, price might give another one. I mean, if after this is a nice information, if after the market open, if price is making SPS setups like that, creating SPS setups like that, and if they are playing out properly, most of the time price gives another opportunity in a similar fashion. So by waiting, we actually see the characteristics of price action. Now it's looking bullish. If price keeps that bullish momentum and makes a cross over here, I might start looking for a long setup. Good morning, prayer kit. Oh, smooth operator, good morning. Welcome. It's nice to see you guys here. You know, I feel more grounded and more disciplined when I am doing the live streams. I don't know the reason exactly, but I think one of the reasons is the accountability comes from the social pressure, and the other reason is I really don't want to steal anybody's time. I mean, if it doesn't matter how many people watches this, right? Even if only one person is watching, I want to make sure that I am giving some value. At least I try my best to give some value. So since I don't want to waste anybody's time, I can't really act undisciplined. Yesterday I blew a funded account, 150k account, when I was trading alone, and I decided that I will not be trading by myself anymore. I mean, I will not be taking risks by when I'm by myself. So I purchased an evaluation account, a cheap one from Blanox. Today I will be trading that account with you guys with low risk. I won't be looking at the profits or losses. I will take 3 trades at max, and I will take them with small sizes. After that 3 trade I will be done. I mean, if I lose 3 trades in a row, I will be done. And if the first or second trades is a winner, I might be done again. Let me check the hourly chart. And daily, I will mark out this daily imbalance. I will look at the calendar once again. No news on 10 a.m. I believe price might want to come back to this level, this 200, because it is looking quite flat. It is also right near a range, right? This is a range that price just broke above. Let me check the regular trade hours once again. Consolidation inside the gap. Right, test the gap, okay. Yeah, I will look for a scalp setup from here on 30-second charts because I see multiple imbalances and I like the way price looks, and it kind of seems like price is targeting these levels. So I will open the 30-second chart. If there wasn't this one-sided price action and these multiple imbalances, I would still wait on 1-minute chart. But right now 30-second looks solid. Today price might be targeting this gap over here from the previous week. Right, this opening gap. But before coming here, we might see some retracement lower because price is going to take out an external high. And even though price is bullish, this level might give some kind of reaction. So let's get back to 30-second chart. The moving average cross I mentioned is here. If I take any setups around here, it will be a scalp setup. Because as I mentioned before, I wouldn't be so surprised to see a deeper retracement like that. Price hit our target without sweeping any lows, so we didn't take any setups. If price did something like that, if it swept this low, then we would have taken our long and profit. But price was one-sided, so we didn't participate in that move. It happens a lot, but it's okay. I like how this looks. I like the way price reversed from these levels. This is 15-minute chart. This is the current week's opening gap. This one here. And this is the 200 simple moving average on 15-minute chart. Also price hit that 20 simple moving average on 4-hour chart. It seems like price is coming to this gap. Let's see if it gives us an entry opportunity. If it doesn't, well, it's fine. Five-minute chart looks pretty strong, but we might see a pullback around here. Because price took some important levels. So I'll be waiting here. If price makes a higher high and then sweeps this low, I might look for a long setup. Otherwise, I will keep waiting. Oh, I wasn't talking. I was just watching the price. Do you hear me right now? I think there should be sound right now. Good, great. I was just waiting for price to do something. To be honest, I got a little bored because price is just going one-sided without sweeping lows, etc. So I was just sitting with my boredom. Being able to sit with the boredom is the ultimate skill that I'm trying to cultivate. Yeah, straight rally. But I believe it will give something eventually. I mean, during the straight rallies like that, I never missed anything by patiently waiting. I mean, if I chase it, I might either take a win or a lose, but I would be undisciplined, and that would eventually be a lose for me in the long time, because I would be creating unprofitable habits, right? I mean, I traded movements like that before. I would buy this breakout or click market buy from here and put the stop loss to here. I took trades like that. Just like this. Like a psycho. I made profits and losses too with these kind of setups, but I eventually created some habits, impulsive habits. I couldn't stop without clicking because I trained my brain to trade everything it sees. So any kind of moment during any kind of candlestick, my brain would trigger some dopamine to click that button, right? The old me would have longed this several times, and then he would probably be proud for taking out these profits, but I'm not doing that anymore. I don't want to be impulsive. I want to learn how to stay calm and patient, because I believe I develop some understanding about the price action, some understanding about the higher probability and lower probability conditions, and I saw that I can be flexible based on the um, price behavior. I mean, I can identify the consolidations and expansions, low price actions, fast price actions, etc. If I can do all of these, yet I still stay unprofitable, then it's the problem is not on the charts. The problem is on my behavior. So I am currently focused solely on my own behaviors. I'm focused on myself rather than the price or the concepts, or doesn't matter which concept I use, right? No matter what I use, if I don't learn to stay patiently for what I trade consistently, I will eventually get burned out. So that's why I am just waiting for price to show me something. Currently, by waiting around here, I received a valuable information. I mean, when price was looking like that, right? I had no idea that price would be turn out to be so bullish, right? And I couldn't know around here too. Okay. And Look at this price action. This looks exactly like this one, right? I might have made a mistake here by entering a short setup, right? But I prefer to wait, and by waiting, I received a valuable information. I now know that this price is bullish, and I don't need to lose by clicking market sell randomly. Okay, so I'm actually glad I waited and didn't take anything. I mean, this is a training too. In the past, I taught my brain how to click the button. I taught myself how to take risks, how to take trades. Now I am teaching myself how to stay patient and calm before my setup comes in. I mean, for quite a while, I have been feeling FOMO, right? But today I do not feel any FOMO because the profits I will take today doesn't really matter too much. What matters is the ability that I can repeat every single day. Because if I cannot repeat some kind of ability every single day, then I will eventually lose big in one day or 1 week or 1 month, whatever. In past, I passed many funded accounts, and right now I ended up with nothing. Yeah, if I was aiming to be more consistent instead of keep pushing, I would probably ended up with a lot more money and a lot more skill. So I took my lessons in the past, and currently I am more focused on staying disciplined and staying consistent. If I can manage to do that, the money will be coming by itself and with ease. I mean, I believe it's possible to make some money without discipline too. I mean, even gamblers can make money from time to time, but it eventually leads us towards burnout, and that burnout is a terrible feeling. So I'm watching these levels. I believe price might be giving a quick scalp over here. But I don't want to see a bearish imbalance forming. I mean, I don't want to take my entry inside of a bearish imbalance. Okay, now I'm looking for a long setup with buy stop entry. Right after this candlestick closes, I was too late for buy stop, so I will place a limit order. Price took my limit. I will put my stop loss over here. I will take my first partial from here. Sell one. And let me check this one. I entered around here. Here's 1 to 2. Another partial is from, yeah, from here. 93. This is 1 to 2. Another partial on the weekly gap level, which is around here. Let's see how it moves. Okay. Because price was one-sided and it was pretty fast, I zoomed into 30-second chart. So it gave the entry on 30-second. I'll check ES real quick to see where it came. This is an older gap. And ES hit the midpoint of it. Let's see if it takes a reaction from there or if it keeps going higher. If price takes out the stop loss, I will be waiting for a deeper pullback. And I will look for a internal sweep setup. By internal sweep, I mean the SPS combo. If price comes back and takes out stop loss, I will be looking for something like this. Sweep in an internal low and then keep going. Now it seems like it is doing a small little combo over here, but I am not really sure about this one. I would normally add to this position, but I will not add to this one because of this imbalance and the way it looks. So here I will just wait. If it moves higher, then it moves higher. If it doesn't, then I will just wait. Because this might be beginning of a bigger pullback lower. ES already took this one. Nasdaq did not. It still didn't take our stop loss. I didn't add to my position because of this imbalance. I want to see price pushing above this. I will move this partial over here because price has been a little bit slow and hesitant. I was expecting price to take out this level immediately when it came there. So when price takes out this level, our setup will be risk-free, I guess. The profit is 20 point and the stop loss is a little bit less than 20 point, I guess. Yeah, almost 20 point. Doesn't really matter. This will be 1-to-1. If price takes out the high, the setup will be risk-free and rest of the setup will be running. I currently don't even consider taking any short setups, even if it drops. The best way to avoid getting chopped out is waiting for a one-sided price action like that and joining the trend and then hoping that price would take out the target, right? It currently seems like it will take our first target. Which firm are you using right now? I am using Bulenox. Because there are no many options in Turkey for me, so I'm eyeing SPS Model 3 short possibility. Model 3 short possibility. No, not FTMO, it is Bulenox. I used to trade with FTMO. I had some 100k funded accounts, but they reduced my leverage. They reduced the maximum risk per hour. They changed the rules a bit for me and I ended up blowing the accounts and I didn't purchase another from them. Let me check ES. It is 10:30. It still didn't take out the first partial. It looks like it wants to take out the stop loss. Yeah, it took the stop loss, I guess. It's alright. I will now wait. Just wait and see what it does. This might be a double bottom like that, but I'm not going to take it. Especially on the 30-second chart. 30-second doesn't look so bullish anymore. So I'm not going to take any long setup based on 30-second chart. And on the 1 minute, price closed below this 20 simple moving average. Left an imbalance. Seems like it might leave another imbalance. So this is where I keep my cool. I keep staying calm and just wait for price to present another opportunity, right? And it came near close to this level and then coming back lower. An SBS short setup like that might play out, but I think I will not take it. Because price is inside a 15-minute imbalance. Price has been coming with a strong trend, so I don't want to stay in front of that trend. I will just simply wait. When I'm doing today's stream, I noticed that I used to get mad at price action most of the times. I would feel frustrated just because it came near close to it but didn't sweep it. But right now I don't feel like that. I feel calm. I will wait for another and let's see what happens then. How are you guys doing? Did you take any setups? Do you like the price action for today? I mean, it looks pretty nice. it is creating a short SPS pattern. Again, I will not take this short, I will just observe it to get a feeling what price is doing and where it wants to go. So I'll just keep waiting here. This might drop lower, take out this low and this low, but still I won't take the setup. I'm gonna watch this level. If price swept this high and then went back lower, I would be looking for a long setup from here, but it didn't present that, so I will keep waiting. It decided to come back higher after coming deeper inside this range here. That's okay. It sometimes happens. It would be nice to see price sweeping this and then reversing back higher without taking out this low. I did not want to take a short setup because of the way these moving averages look. They are expanding from each other, and the candlestick has been quite bullish for a while. So I thought even if it's going to reverse from these levels, I thought maybe it might push one last time, sweep out the highs, or just keep continue. So that's why I didn't take the short setup, this one. I didn't take this one because I didn't want to bet on a top forming. If I took this, it would immediately get stopped out. So it didn't create a combo long either. So I didn't hit the buy too. I also really want to learn to sit still after taking a loss. Normally I definitely wouldn't stop after price taking out this stop loss. I managed the risk well and took a little paper cut, and then I kept waiting for another good setup. Normally I used to keep trading, over trading, either below the account and or take out the fast profits. But in the long run, that either below the account always comes and finds me. So I believe right now I am doing something great for myself by sitting still patiently. I mean, it's more difficult to do this. It is easier to just be persistent, just be impulsive. It's really easy to click and take profits from these levels, but it's easy until it's not. I mean, until I get confused or I get chopped out, right? So this is not something I do anymore. Some people can trade like this with intuition, but I currently cannot do that because I am not at that level yet. So I think being honest about my skill level is something really important and helpful. I mean, of course, we need to be confident. We need to believe in ourselves, right? To do this job better. But there is a small line between confidence and arrogance. And arrogance is not something really profitable. So my confidence is in my ability to learn and adapt, not in my current state of mind or current skill level, right? I mean, I am gaining confidence with myself by showing some proof to myself. And how do I show that proof? Um, by doing the right things repetitively. I mean, confidence always comes from competence, and competence comes from deliberate practice, right? If I never stay patient, then I cannot rely on myself when it comes to being patient, right? But if I learn to stay patient by practicing it deliberately, then I will be gathering evidence for the most important critique with myself. So these kind of things are really important in trading, I believe. I mean, trading is a lot more than just understanding the price or understanding the risk management, psychology, etc. Understanding things by itself doesn't really mean anything. What matters is professional execution under stress, right? I mean, taking risk is almost always a stressful event, and what traders ultimately or eventually do is learning how to manage that stress. So some things are more important than just clicking the button or taking the profits. I mean, being able to not feel any resentment when price is going without you or price taking your stop without before taking your targets, right? I mean, price is not a person, it is just an entity by itself. It gets reactions from the behaviors of all the traders in the world, and perceiving it like it didn't reward us or it punished us, I think this kind of perspective is unhealthy. Price is not rewarding us for being disciplined, or price is not punishing us for being reckless. Price is just doing whatever it does, right? We are the ones actually who does the things, and as long as we do not be honest about ourselves, about our behaviors, it is so difficult to change that counterproductive behaviors, right? I mean, we got to be honest to ourselves. If uh, we constantly blow accounts, if we constantly lose, then we might think, hey, maybe I am doing something wrong, or maybe my skill levels are not there yet, and maybe I should figure something out before keep taking a risk, right? So I have been paper trading for 3 months because I thought that my current skill level, my state of mind was not good enough for taking risks, right? I was good at I am good at trading. I am good at understanding where price is going or what is doing. I'm good at understanding the trend. I'm good at waiting for patiently. I'm good at executing my setup when I see that. I'm good at being flexible, but I was not good at taking a risk, right? I would feel frustrated after losing, and my prefrontal cortex, the the part of my brain that does the executive functioning. My prefrontal cortex would get hijacked and I wouldn't even know what I have done, right? Yesterday I just overtraded my account around this level and I have no idea what I did, how I decided. I was just clicking. I think the reason that happened was just I was really tired and I was hungry. I came from the gym, and when I was in that kind of state, I just reverted back to my old habits. If you are trying to change some bad trading habits, just like I am trying to do, I mean, let's say you have got over trading addiction and you are trying to overcome it, I recommend you to stay away from the charts when you are tired, when you are hungry, when you are sleep deprived. Because when we are really tired, our brain reverts into power save mode, right? When we are really tired, our brain doesn't want to consume too much energy. It doesn't want to consume glucose. So it just stays in power save mode, and during the power save mode it cannot make novel decisions, new decisions. It just, whenever it is going to do something, it just does the automated thing, because automated thing doesn't require that much energy. So in order to do something new, in order to stay away from your old habits, you need energy. If you don't have that energy, I recommend staying away from charts, or at least not taking any risks, right? Yesterday I made that mistake and I took my lesson. I mean, I didn't lose the account because I was a bad trader. I didn't lose the account because I was stupid or because I wanted to self-sabotage, harm myself. I lost the account simply because I was very tired, and that tiredness caused a relapse. So if you are a struggling trader, you should know that your energy is really valuable. It is one of the most important assets that you have, right? You cannot do it without your energy, and this social media, this modern media and stuff like that, that constant scrolling, doom scrolling, etc., this kind of stuff are attacking our energy and our attention. Our attention is actually a kind of energy, and it is a transferable energy, right? If you are watching some guru, you are actually paying him with your time and with your attention, because your time and attention would can eventually be turned into money, right? Look at most of the influencers, like for example Patrick Wieland. He makes millions of dollars from YouTube, but some 100K from trading, right? I mean, is he a really trader or is he an entertainer, right? And when he is entertaining you or entertaining me, is it doing it for free, or is it actually taking something really, really valuable, which is some part of our time and our life, actually, right? So this is why I try my best to conserve my energy. You know, I am also a lawyer, and yesterday many of the people I know called me and asked me some stuff about the law. I answered them. I spent my time and energy by focusing the things they asked. I eventually ended up being tired. I don't blame them, by the way. They are just the people who like me and the people I liked. They just needed my advice. Um, so they asked for it, but I was overly available, and the main mistake is opening the account even though I know these things, right? I knew I was tired. I knew um, I was deprived by social burdens. Yet I opened the account and I started with a small trade, just a little click, a little risk, then another one, and eventually too much loss, and increased the size, and boom, the account was gone. It's just that simple. And after doing all of that, my all of that skills, all of that struggling was just meaningless. Doesn't matter how good I become, it doesn't matter which concepts I learned, right? If I recklessly blow an account when I was with low energy, all of the things I have been doing for years is going to be meaningless. Simply going to be meaningless. So I talked a lot. I just wanted to share my experiences transparently. You know, I hate those liars on social media, and there are many of them. Everybody is just lying to feed on other people's attention like a fucking predator. So there are many people who does that. So, and I was once believed some of them, right? Some of the liars, and they stole my time, energy, and some of them stole my money with their lies. But eventually I stopped following them, and I started to redirect my attention towards my craft. That's when I actually started to make some money. It was not as consistent as I wanted, and things like drug abuse, alcohol abuse made it even worse. So I had to quit all of them altogether. But after quitting them, I faced with another struggle, the cravings and the, you know, syndromes, etc. So I think over time it will all get better. I can feel that I'm making good progress. I mean, the fact that I was able to wait this long is the proof that I am on the right track, right? So it all seems good. It all seems okay. I will probably keep going on like this. and eventually profits will just come by itself. Managing the various responsibilities while trading is really tough. Yes, it's most definitely true. So from now on, I guess I'll just ask myself, is it really something I want to do? Is it something worth my energy, my attention, my time, especially when it comes to social media? And the answer is almost all of the times no. So I don't scroll on it anymore. At least I do my best to be aware of not scrolling. I will be coming back in a couple of seconds. Okay, I am back right now. I had to fix the microphone. Well, price reached our target without taking us. It happens sometimes. Price swept some internal lows and then went back higher. I didn't like the way those looked. I would probably taken them if these internal sweeps occurred inside when price was inside this range over here. But I'm not actually very surprised to see a price action like that. I mean, we are in a week of bank holiday. I don't really like the holidays it messes up with the whole of the week, I guess. So it's not a big surprise. Also, there is the FOMC meeting minutes. Price just wanted to make just another sweep. I don't know, couple of sweeps, and didn't create the combo setup the way I wanted to see inside of the range. So I didn't want to take any long setup from these levels, even though it was looking like it was going to our targets. But most of the times rushing into setups like this ends up being worse. I mean, this could have very well done something like this too, or something like this. Or it might even ended up with making a really deeper pullback. I'm seeing another setup here, right below the weekly gap. I believe price might be pushing this level. So I'm going to try another long. But again, I don't want to take my entry inside of an imbalance. So that's why I'm not putting my buy stop order yet. I'm not going to take a long setup inside of this bearish imbalance. I'll try this one as a paper trade. To see if this double bottom plays out. ES looks a little bit weaker. There's a small divergence over here with Nasdaq. So this would be a nice partial point. This gap over here. One to one is a good partial point either. I believe one to one is around here. It's around here. Adding from this high over here. The reason I didn't want to take this one on my funded account is price left two imbalances in a row and price is below this 20 simple moving average. Also price hits my target for today. I mean, it might keep pushing, but it might also making a deeper retracement from this level. What I want to see for my funded account, by funded I mean evaluation, not funded. For this evaluation account, I want to see something like coming deeper and eventually making the combo. Something like that. Or something like that. I want to take this kind of combo setup if price gives it. I will move my stop loss to this level, to the divergence level, because price already created another tap low over here. I would rather see this staying protected. I do not trail my stop loss to the last high. I mean, when price is looking like that, I do not trail my stop to this low, because this is the tap low over here inside of this range. This is the internal tap low, that liquidity level. Price always might take this one, so I don't trail it over here. But if price does something like that, then this becomes the new tap low level, then I can trail my stop here. If price takes out this high, I will trail. Stop here. And price might want to stay range bound or come back and take out this low. This is not a strong low as soon as price, as long as price doesn't take this high. Even price takes out this high, even when price takes out it, this doesn't automatically becomes a protected level. I treat it as a protected level after the fact that price takes out this retracement, higher high. That's when I would say, well, that sequence is completed. And I would think that this might be a strong low. Otherwise, this is a weak low. And since I took a scalp setup from a weak low, by weak low I mean this low. Since I took a scalp setup from this low, I didn't want to carry it all the way high, all the way up highs. I wanted to take a profit, partial profit from a valid level, right? This was a nice level to take a partial profit, because this is the gap level I mentioned. When you zoom further and look at these levels, you can see that sometimes price receives really strong reactions from that level. So that's the reason I was targeting this gap, and also the reason I wanted to become cautious when price tapped this gap. Now I want to observe this low and see what happens from here. Since price has got a little slower, I will wait for a double bottom before entering a long setup. I mean, normally I would enter from here, along like that, but this time I will wait for another sweep. So I will not rush. The only reason I am not rushing is price is slowing down and price hit some significant level. It seems a little bit weaker than it was. I'll just keep waiting. If price doesn't give the another sweep over here, I might take something like that. This double bottom. I think ES has been more proper than Nasdaq. This seems like a valid setup. Nasdaq didn't play out the way ES did. If Nasdaq did something like that, I would probably taken it. Something like that. A scalp setup. Maybe entry from here or maybe entry from here. This would be a partial, this high. And another partial would be from this level. The rest would be break even, probably. When it was 10:51. And Nasdaq took this internal low but didn't take this out. I believe best divergences occur inside of these SPS levels. I believe they are quite good. Now I see a combo setup and I will take it. I want to see a wick here. I want to see this candlestick being a small candlestick. Inside candle would be ideal. Seven seconds, 5 seconds. This will be a buy stop from here. Stop loss will be here. I will add another one after this candlestick closes. If it closes nicely. If it closes nicely. It closed. So this will be my first partial. And the second partial will be from this gap again. Oh, by the way, if this it already took stop loss. If this gives another one, I will take that too, because that would be a double bottom. And if this one stops out too, I will close the day. Ten seconds left. Okay. Move the stop here. It already made the double bottom. If this gets stopped out too, I will be done for today. Okay. I think I can size down a little bit for the next days, because drawdown is so small. It's only 200 and 2,500. Yes. I added my last. So if price keeps going higher, we will start taking partials. If it comes back and takes our stop loss, we will be done for today. I'll just say that I wasn't in tune with price today, and just be done. And I will probably take some paper trades after the FOMC meeting minutes. Didn't sweep us. That's a good sign. It's nice to see that. Failed swing. It seems like it is taking out these highs. I will take a partial from here and another from here. And I will let the rest of it, I will leave them to run towards the midpoint of the gap, maybe. No. Yeah, ES looking nice too. This is a weird looking tap high. Price might reverse back lower from that tap high. I certainly don't want to see that, because it is really close to this high. And it tested a really important level twice. Once here, second here. Okay, another partial taken. And rest of The rest is just runners. If it keeps going, we take some little profits. If it doesn't, we end up today with some small loss. Either way is okay, I guess. ES took this little tap high over here, and Nasdaq took out this high. There's a divergence here. The kind of divergence I don't really like to see, but it is what it is. Let me open the chart. ES is pushing through this old gap, the midpoint. Nasdaq. I think I could have waited here instead of taking this first setup because price was already quite slow. So I believe it was a mistake to rush here because there is no imbalance here too on 32nd. I don't see any imbalances. So I believe it would be ideal to wait for this last sweep and then enter this setup instead. Only take this one. I could also wait for a limit order instead of using a buy stop from big candles. I mean, many times I experienced that when price is really slow, it doesn't just keep going higher with my trigger. I mean, when the momentum is high, price has got a tendency towards keep going higher after taking the entry, going fast, I mean. But when the momentum is lower like this, price has got a tendency to do things like that before actually going to the targets. So it doesn't look very good right now. I don't know if it keeps going higher from here. So there's nothing much to do here. Just wait for price to do its things. I mean, this is something to be expected. This was a risk we were willing to take. I mean, price has been kind of choppy and consolidating, so it's not a big surprise to see that it is keep acting a little choppy. That's fine. This was my third trade, I guess, and it ended up with profits. I mean, at least partial profits. I don't know if I should close the day after this trade or take another one, because this is not a 3 losing streak. I mean, I planned closing the days after 3 losing streaks for the day. We took 2 losers and 1 winners. I'm getting tired too, so I think I will leave this as my last setup, final setup, and I will leave my last partial to this midpoint. Maybe I could take it earlier, but that midpoint is looking nice, which is 28. I think I can just leave it like that and maybe come back at PM session after the FOMC minutes if I have got the energy. Otherwise, I will leave today like this. I'm now closing this session. Thank you for joining, participating. Price was a little bit slow and a little boring, but I think today we had some experience. We learned something new. I will see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Thank you, my brother. You have a good one too.